Hello, my name is Cami Lewis, and this video is for the Toolbox giveaway. A little intro about me. I got into machining about a year ago. I got interested because I was a mechanic at my old job in a production manufacturing setting, and I got into machining. And I knew that's what I wanted to do, so I put myself through school, and now I have a job at a company that is a brand new, up and coming machine shop, and I pretty much just learn as much as I can every day. A little about my past. I was a welder out of high school. I went to trade school for that in high school. I wasn't really quite sure if that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I was kind of one of those kids who took a little while to figure out what they wanted to do. Now I know it's awesome. But yeah, I joined the Army for a little while, and when I got out, I kind of got into manufacturing, and I enjoyed it. And the more I learn of machining, and that's when I really got into it. So I guess that's a little intro about myself. Just a young person who finally found their trade, and I live in Maryland, so there's some decent machining around here, I think. There's not really many schools or programs or apprenticeships. There's pretty much one community college in Baltimore that has a machine shop program. There's not any other programs anywhere else. Some of my hobbies, I guess. I also do some woodwork. I enjoy that. It's kind of like a stress reliever. Like on the weekends, I work in my workroom, and I just really like to make things. I'll show you some more of that after I talk. Then I'll show you around. So yeah, schooling. I went to a community college. It was like a 6-month tool and die program. And I learned quite a bit. I mean, a lot of things I kind of already knew just from working in the industry, but it's good to get hands-on. So now, currently, I work at a place called Next Line Manufacturing. They're a brand new company, their doors have pretty much been open since January of this year. So, we're working out a lot of the kinks, and I think we're making a lot of improvements, and I think we're going to be a really good machine shop / 3D printing, stuff like that. I think the main focus where I work now is kind of on the metal 3D printing and the plastic 3D printing, but we also have a CNC side. I have a video that I made of my work, so too, that I'll post, so hopefully you can see that. Right now I'm a CNC machinist. I work on second shift. The guy I work with is really smart, and he's teaching me a lot. I'm also the quality manager, so pretty much my job at work is I do a little of everything. I work on the wire EDM machines. I do most of the manual parts. If we have simple parts, I can program them. But I'm still learning, so I have minimal programming experience, because I didn't really learn programming in school. I mostly learned how to use the manual machines and you know, set up CNC machines. It's my job to QC first parts and write a report for those. And I also have to QC final parts and write a report for those. And when I'm not QCing, I set up CNC machines, or I also do some setup for the additive side. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I learn as much as I can, and you know, I get better every day. So I guess the last thing would be what a new box of tools would mean to me. I think mostly it would mean that somebody believed in me, is mostly what I mean, because it can be a little rough sometimes, but I know this is what I want to do, and I'm constantly at home trying to learn more. You know, I don't only just do stuff at work. I have like some Mastercam tutorial videos I watch, and I also have a copy of Mastercam on my computer at home. And you know, I really like, if there's something I don't understand 100% while I'm at work, I'll like write it down and come home and, you know, try to research it, and just to get some more knowledge and understanding. You know, but yeah, I mean, having a new box of tools, it would mean that for one, I wouldn't have to ask people to borrow some of their things that I do pretty often. So I mean, I have the basic things, like my teacher bought me a set of calipers. I think that I was the top of my class. Well, I know I was, and I don't want to say that to be cocky or like everyone else wasn't good, but you know, I think I just caught on and just grabbed a hold of it like nobody else in the class. Like I just get it. And I've always loved to just make things, and you know, this is just another step in the rest of my life. So yeah, I'm kind of getting off track, so I'm not really sure what else to say, but a new box of tools would mean a lot. I take care of my things, and you know, it would probably be I'm sure it would be very, very helpful to have some of the things that are in that box that I don't have today. Especially working for a new company, sometimes they don't even have something. I mostly have hand tools and mechanics tools, but you know, I use all my own mechanics tools and all that at work when I'm setting up and everything. So anyway, I'll show you some of the things I did in school, some NIM certificates and stuff like that, and some of the things that I do here at home to help me learn more. And yeah, so let me just grab this. That's just my laptop and a screen, but I have this tutorial video that I watch, so I'm learning more about that. And I got Mastercam on here. Here's like a little part that I've programmed, you know, slot and around the edges and the holes and stuff like that. So I'll like click on this video and I'll watch a video and just, you know, get some information. Yeah. Go through the tutorials and just try to pick up as much as I can. I'm getting it pretty alright. I think I'll be a pretty good programmer eventually. So in school, here's the Here's the prints. Oh man, you can't really see them. This part is the part that we made on the manual milling machine. This particular part, I don't have it because my teacher wanted to keep it. I guess I did a good job, but I made this part on my first try. You know, with everything in spec. It got sent off, and yeah, I passed. So nobody else in the class made this part. So I'm the only one that got this NIM certification in my class. This is the lathe part. I unfortunately went through about 3 scrap pieces, and I did not make this part. I got really close. I did all the outside, and I got all the inside. And I want to go back to school. My teacher said I could come back anytime and try to make this part so I can get the certification. I'm sure I will eventually, or I might try to make it at work if I have time. This is the CNC part that you had to manually program, so we didn't use Mastercam or any software for this part. So I just manually wrote a program with G-code and made this part. And let me show you some of the stuff we did in school. Okay, so I have this sitting here on this table. These are the NIM certifications I got while I was in school. This one is the milling one. This is like the first one we got. It's just a test. So you didn't have to make any part to pass this. You just had to pass like a multiple questions test. Measurement, material safety. Everybody in the class pretty much got this one. This one was also just a test. Not everybody passed this one. I think there's like 4 people in the class that failed this one and didn't get this certification. CNC milling, programming, setup, and operation. So yeah, I got that one. It's got my name on it. And this was the other one I got. CNC milling operator, machining level 1 standard. And this was the one that was handed to you for making this part. So that was pretty fun. I wrote the program for it and made it. Here's one of the scrap pieces I made from the lathe. And then the other thing we did in school was we made these hot air engines. Some parts were done manually and some parts were done on the CNC. The parts in particular that I did was this flywheel. I wrote the program for it, and I had to make 10 or 12 of them, because that's how many people were in the class. So, you know, I wrote a program and then made these, and made these canisters. There's another small canister on the inside. And those canisters were made on the manual lathe. They were a little more challenging because the wall thickness is really thin. I have a bad one over here that I just have sitting. I know it's nothing great, no big deal, but it was fun making it. But see how this one, it's like thicker on one side than the other side, and the inside is pretty tore up. Can't really see, but yeah. So I made a bunch of those. That was fun. I had to pretty much make a plug to stick inside. So I'd bore the inside out, get that done, then I'd stick the plug on the inside and do the outside. So, I mean, there's just the satisfaction that you get when you make something. So, okay, now I'll show you some of my hobbies. I like doing some woodwork and stuff. I like just making things. Like, like little cups and stuff. I like how this wood looks. This is birch wood. Yeah. And I like the little spinny tops. They're pretty cool. I got some more little spinny tops I made. Another little cup thing I made. This is I'm pretty new at this too. I pretty much got a wood lathe just a little bit before I started going to school for machining, so I pretty much everything just all happened at once. And here's a bowl I made a couple weekends ago. Looks pretty cool. I mean, it moved a little bit. See, that's kind of like not circular anymore. It's kind of oval. That's pretty cool. Got a little crack in it. So, I've made more things like these lamps. I made these lamps for my girlfriend a couple Christmases ago. I made, that lamp right there. I made those a few years ago. And this is my work room. This is where I just come and play on the weekends sometimes. Helps me relax, and I just enjoy being in here and making things. By the way, don't mind the mess. Okay, I do take care of my stuff. It's just been pretty busy lately, and I made this little box for my friend for her birthday, and I wanted to get it done. It was like Tuesday or something that I was in here playing around before I had to go to work, so that's why I haven't gotten around to cleaning up yet. So here's a little one that I made. I made this one first, and I didn't like it, so the lid doesn't fit tightly on there like I wanted it to, and the lid is a little bigger than the body, so I mean, it still looks pretty nice though, but it's just not good enough. I wanted it the black. I took like some black dye, and I like dyed the wood black and then sanded it out to give it that cool little texture look. But yeah, I mean, this is a cool little box, but it's not the best because the lid doesn't fit real good. Like, it doesn't even stay on there. So I made a better one, and I sent it to my friend for her birthday. So yeah, just got some wood here. I got a ton of cherry wood and birch wood out in my backyard in the shed. So I do have plans. See that old rusty shed back there? It's full of wood right now, but there are plans in the future for probably next summer of replacing that shed with a newer, bigger shed. So maybe one day, I'll get more than just woodworking tools at my house. Maybe I'll get myself a little lathe or a milling machine or something that I can play with at home. That would be awesome. But for right now, this is all I have. Pretty much what I got, and I enjoy it. So I guess that's about it. Thank you for watching my video. So I love machining. I love what I do. I love making things. And in Keith Fenner's video, he said worthiness is like an aura, like a shadow that follows you and pushes you, and it's courage and strength. And him saying that really hit close to home for me, because that really is how I feel about machining and how I feel about making things in general and my hobbies. I feel passionate about what I do, and I'm gonna continue doing it. I can honestly say there's no better feeling than finally knowing what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life and working on and getting better. Ever since I found machining, that's it. That's all there is. That's all I want to do. That's all I think about. And every day is a new day to learn something new. And so, thank you for watching my video, and take care.